Hey friend, welcome back to Align Vitality for Midlife Leaders. I'm Tanya. This month, we're going to start a new series, and it might be one of the more important conversations we have all year because we are talking about stress. Now, I realize that we talk about it a lot, but that is because when it comes to health and functional health, stress is really the key problem causer of all things. So we're not talking about just surface level stress today. We're talking about not take a bubble bath and a few deep breaths kind of stress, but the kind of stress that quietly sits under the surface and slowly changes how your body functions. And the kind of stress that doesn't look maybe dramatic from the outside because you're still showing up, you're still working, you're still leading, you're still taking care of everyone else. You might even say that you're just fine, just maybe tired. But today I want to show you something that may shift how you see your health entirely, and that chronic stress is one of the primary root drivers behind most symptoms that midlife women struggle with. And the tricky part, you can be handling life and still be physiologically stressed and kind of falling apart. Do you want to recharge your energy, renew your mental clarity, and rebalance your hormones? Well, you are in the right place. Welcome to Align Vitality, the podcast that offers faith and functional health strategies for high-achieving, health-conscious professional women in midlife. I'm your host, Tanya Ingesether, a certified functional health practitioner, leadership coach, and fellow midlife woman who knows what it's like to look strong on the outside while struggling silently on the inside. Here, we get real about anxiety, brain fog, belly fat, burnout, and hormone challenges that women face in perimenopause. And more importantly, we talk about the path to healing. Each week, you'll find practical strategies and faith-fueled encouragement to help you restore your God-given energy, peace, and joy. If you're ready to stop pushing through and start thriving in the abundant life you were created for, let's get after it. This is Align Vitality. When we think of stress, we usually think of feelings of stress, feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxious, feeling pressured. But stress in the body is not primarily emotional, it's biochemical. Your body has one main job when it perceives stress, and that is to keep you alive. So when your brain senses a demand, whether that's emotional, physical, relational, mental, it activates the stress response. And that response involves cortisol, adrenaline, changes in your blood sugar, changes in your digestion, immune system adjustments, hormone shifts. And this isn't a design flaw, this is really design brilliance. But here's the problem. The stress response was designed for short-term survival, not long-term living. The stress response was designed for sprints, not marathons. So let's think about the original design. Stress was meant for moments like danger, physical threat, sudden energy demands. Your body mobilizes energy to handle the threat, and then it's supposed to return to baseline. But our modern life looks a little more like this. We have constant mental load, emotional responsibility, leadership pressures, family stressors, financial concerns, health worries, various notifications going off on our mobile devices, noise, whether that's actual noise, cultural noise, societal noise, and overstimulation. Now, the body doesn't distinguish between a charging animal and an overflowing inbox. Both of these signal that something requires energy, so let's prepare the body. So cortisol stays elevated, adrenaline pulses, blood sugar rises and crashes, and slowly systems start to shift. Now, let's walk through what actually happens over time. First of all, your digestion slows because when you're in stress mode, your body prioritizes survival over digestion. So you're not effectively digesting or processing the food that you are taking in. You might experience bloating, reflux, constipation, food sensitivities, and it's not just the food, it's actually your nervous system. Second, your hormones get disrupted. Your body uses the same building blocks to make cortisol, which is a stress hormone, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. And when stress is high, resources or building blocks get shunted toward cortisol production over these other sex hormones. So that might show up as irregular cycles, PMS symptoms, sleep disruption, mood swings, anxiety, depression, weight gain. Third, your blood sugar becomes unstable. So cortisol raises your blood sugar to give you quick energy, but over time, that leads to insulin resistance, cravings, energy crashes, brain fog, stubborn weight gain. You're not lacking willpower, your body is in a stress pattern. A fourth thing that happens is your immune resilience drops. So short-term stress can actually boost your immunity, but chronic stress suppresses it. So this might show up as frequent illness, slower healing, inflammation, autoimmune flares. And the fifth systematic change that you're going to see is that your brain actually changes too, because chronic stress impacts the production of neurotransmitters. So chronic stress can impact your memory, your focus, your patience, your emotional regulation, which ultimately affects your ability to lead. It affects your relationships, and it affects your self-confidence. Now, I want you to hear this very, very clearly. Your body is not broken. It has adapted. It is adjusted to what it believes is a high-demand environment. And scripture reminds us that we're not designed for this constant strain and stress. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 reminds us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Jesus isn't trying to rebuke the weary, he's inviting us to rest. And Psalm 127 says, "In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves." So striving without rhythms of rest is not God's design for us. Rest is not weakness. It is built into our blueprint. Now, the good news is stress damage does not need to be permanent. The body is designed to heal when it senses that safety has returned. So when the input of stressors decreases, we see hormone rebalancing, digestion improvement, improved sleep patterns, lowered inflammation, improved mental clarity. So the key is not pushing harder. It's helping your body feel safe enough to come out of that survival mode that stress brings on. So I want you to ask yourself, do you feel tired but wired, kind of tired but unable to rest mentally? Do you find yourself having crashes in the afternoon? Is your sleep lighter or more disrupted than it used to be? Do small things feel more overwhelming than they used to? Has your body changed even though your habits haven't changed much? These aren't random symptoms, they are stress signals. My friend, if this episode made you realize that your body has been carrying more than you knew, take heart. Awareness isn't diagnosis, but it is direction. God designed your body to protect you. And He also designed you for rhythms of rest, to trust in Him, and for renewal. This month, we're going to dive deeper into how to work with your body instead of against it, so you can feel more like yourself again. Not by doing more, but by understanding what's happening underneath. Next time, we'll talk about why your body isn't broken, how it's adapted, and how the stress response actually works. Until then, may you move through your days with more compassion for yourself and more trust in the design God gave you. Yes, God designed us to work. Work is good. It's good for the soul. It's good for the body. It's good for the mind. But God did not design you to be in a state of chronic stress. He did design you. He even designed our week for rhythms of rest. So until next time, lead well, live well, and be well, sister friend. Thank you so much for joining me today, my friend. If today's episode encouraged or blessed you, would you please take a minute to leave a rating and written review on Apple Podcasts? It means the world to me, and it helps more women like you discover this message of hope and healing. If you're ready to take the next step in your functional health journey, join my interest list at alignvitalityhealth.com. And remember, this podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical advice, nor is it intended to diagnose or treat disease. Please consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your health. Until next time, I'm Tanya Ingesether, reminding you that healing is possible and your best season is still ahead.